Double coverage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce, episode 126. How you feeling, big fella? Sleep deprived yet?
Yeah, sleep deprived. Fell asleep trying to tune into the Lakers games this afternoon. I'm glad I fell asleep because they blew a bloody 20-point lead going into the fourth quarter. It's just absolutely woeful to the Pacers and got done. But other than that, I'm excited. The World Cup is in full flow. There's some big games coming up, third round games in the groups, which is going to be the decider. We could see some big teams maybe missing out, going home. We could see some surprise teams going through. And it's been a big week in sport, Doma.
It's been massive, Sauce. The sleep deprivation is kicking in.
Should have had a coffee before I jumped on, I reckon.
No, I reckon I've had 6 today, so I got to probably settle down. I'm not joking.
I know you're not.
I reckon I've had 6, so I've got to probably slow down. Fuck. So I can get a good night's sleep. Anyway, we're going to get straight into it. There's a bit on the cards. Like Saucy said, a lot's been happening. We'll start with the NBA in a sec, but then we've got the World Cup. We're going to go through, obviously, today's games. We'll talk about our thoughts going into, obviously, the next round. And, of course, we're going to bring you daily content still to the best of our ability. Obviously, nothing today because it'll be included in today's pod. We've got the AFL draft. We're just going to go through the top picks in that, have a brief discussion. NFL, UFC, Le Mans of the week is back. Sauce has got a good one. If you tune into the watch party this morning, you probably have a bit of a hint on who it is. And then Hobby Talk, we'll chat a few things happening around the traps. So, Saucy, the NBA, the best way to cover this at the moment is just going down, having a look at the conferences, where everyone's at. Top of the West. So we've got Phoenix, Denver, New Orleans. Phoenix with 14 wins and 6 losses. They're on top of the West. Booker had 44 today. 6 steals to go with that 44-point source. He played really well. He dominated. Still no Chris Paul, I'm pretty sure. He's still injured. DeAndre Ayton had a 20-20 game yesterday and balled out, or 2 days ago. So they're playing very good basketball at the moment. I can't fault Devin Booker. He's showed up this season, so I can't fault the guy in any
he stepped
sense
up with
way. He stepped up.
He stepped up massively with Chris Paul's injuries. So
that was my criticism.
Balled out today. I think he had 40 plus today.
44
dominated
today.
44. Yeah, he absolutely killed it. Watched the game and he was very, very impressive. Against a much improved Kings side that I think are gonna, definitely make the playoffs. I can't see how they won't. They're playing improved basketball. And I feel like the move to get Sabonis has been a positive one. It has actually improved their team. And yeah, who knows? Maybe the Kings can make a bit of a run in the playoffs. We'll wait and see. Hopefully. But they are much improved.
Definitely are. Denver rolling along as per usual, 13-7. The 2 interesting ones, the draft class of Zion and Ja are sitting in 3rd and 4th seed in the West. Zion today had to carry the team, and he did very well.
Nearly got a triple-double. It's very close.
Almost a triple-double. 23, 8, and 8 today for Zion. Ja Morant had a triple-double yesterday. It was like 27, 14 boards, 12 assists or something. Something stupid like that. Dominated. The Clippers are doing really well without their players. They're just humming along beautifully. The Blazers without Damian Lillard kicking on. Sacramento, we just touched on, have come good with Sabonis. Golden State is starting to hum a bit, Sauce. They're starting to pick it up over the last 4 games or 5 games. I think they've won 5 straight. 4 out of the last 5 they've won. The Jazz, lo and behold, have lost 5 straight. So
I did say they wouldn't be able to keep it up, and
they're in the 9th seed.
Not going to lie, now that they've sort of had that lull of I've found a nice little betting spot against them. I did bet against them today when with the Bulls. Yeah, I think teams have slowly figured them out, and I think they'll start to struggle a bit more from now on. And if they do get some injuries to a few guys, they will really struggle, I think.
Oh, definitely will. Hey, Matty Tabe, welcome. You said a lot of talk about Magic tanking at the moment. We'll get to the Magic in a second. Once we get through the West, Minnesota today, Source, bit of a scare. We have to wait and see. I think Karl Anthony Towns went down in this game.
We did.
Once again, another injury to this guy. He's a bit like Davis. He's a bit more durable than Davis, but he does seem to find himself injured a lot. Definitely hasn't lived up to that hype surrounding him coming into the league, unfortunately. Cosmic, welcome. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. In the 11th seed in the West is Luka the Don and his Dallas Mavericks, who have lost 4 of their last 5. Absolutely struggling. And
Yeah,
it's evident.
Struggling on offense. They're much improved on defense. I think they're the number 2 defense in the league, and it's something that they did need to improve on. But saying that, they were a very high-powered offense last season and struggled on defense, and they've done the complete flip this season where they've improved their defense a hell of a lot, but they're struggling mightily on offense. And yeah, I don't know whether they need to make a trade and maybe try bring one more piece in to help Luka, but I think in their current climate and the way their team is constructed, it's going to be another year of Luka doing everything and the other guys just not doing enough to be able to help him, especially when it gets deeper into the season and into playoffs and into 7-game series. I can't see that team doing being able to win series. So I think it's going to be another wasted year of Luka the Don. He's going to absolutely ball out. Let's not point away from that fact. He's gonna do what Luka does, but his other guys aren't going to step up enough on enough occasions to be able to give him that support. And I just don't see where that Maverick side is, and they're so inconsistent, Dom. Like you'll watch a quarter and they'll put up 35, 40 points, and the next quarter they'll stink it up with 20 points, right? And shoot themselves in the foot. So they're just so inconsistent throughout games. They have big patches where they just fail to score. Watched them a game the other day, and Luka was on the bench, and it was all Spencer Dinwiddie, but no one else. You had
I watched the same game as you.
Holding up the second unit, just trying to keep it, not let the lead blow out. And it got to 10 points. I think it was like he went off. It was they had a 5-point deficit. Did Dallas, and then he went off, and it got to 10 points, and the coach put him straight back in the game. So like they can't. He's got a bit of the LeBron effect from the Lakers. When last season or the season before, when LeBron was off the court, the team would just perform so bad. So there's a bit of that smell about the Mavericks at the moment.
Definitely struggling. Oklahoma in the 12th seed. SGA, we mentioned a few weeks ago, still putting up big numbers. They lost today to New Orleans, but he had 31. So he's doing SGA things. San Antonio is second last and Houston is last. We don't need to worry about them. The Lakers have won 3 of their last 5. Lost today, obviously, to Indiana on a buzzer beater. A lot of talk, obviously, about the Lakers. They were dominating, they've won 5 of their last 6. And I went and had a look at that schedule source. It's no offense to you and to Lakers fans, but the fact that people are pumping up this team when they beat Detroit, Houston, and San Antonio 3 times. No, 3 times.
3 times. There you go. Yeah.
And the only team they lost to, Source, was Phoenix. So a team that was actually good, they got blown out. They lost by, I think, 12 in that game.
Dom, I haven't changed my waiver one bit on the Lakers. We will beat the more average sides, but when we come up against the better sides, we will struggle. So the better sides that are able to clog up the paint a bit more and force us into 3-point shots on more occasions, we're going to struggle because our shooting still outside is very, very poor. So
Definitely.
look, improvements, but still we're far from a championship quality team.
Definitely. Let's head over to the East. Let's smash through this. The best team in the league is the Boston Celtics. They're 17-4, and they have the current
It's scary.
MVP favorite in Jason Tatum, who
Balled out
is
today.
absolutely
35
balling out.
points in 3 quarters, Doma. And, I'm pretty sure the whole roster didn't play the fourth quarter, the starters, because
they
they were
just
up
sat.
by like 35 points going into the fourth
They
quarter.
won the game by 35. It was
Yeah,
45-15 or something, or 18 at quarter time.
Yeah,
In this one, they just destroyed
they
Charlotte.
dominated.
Then the Bucks in second, still no Middleton in this team. They've got Drew Holiday back, and he's slowly trying to get himself back into Drew Holiday form. Giannis is still killing it. Cavs in third. Indiana, nice win today. They're in fourth. They've been a surprise packet. Mathurin off the bench has been killing it. He's probably rookie of the year at the moment, source, because Banchero was hurt and didn't play a few games, but he's the one that I reckon is leading just slightly, and especially if Orlando bottom out. Philly in fifth. Joel Embiid returned, got a nice win today. Embiid had 30. Toronto in sixth. Atlanta have lost 4 of their last 5. They're struggling. Washington, with the win today, puts them in eighth. Porzingis, Saucy, 41 today. That came out of nowhere. Big Kristaps. And then Brooklyn won 3 of their last 5. They're in ninth. Miami, 3 of their last 5 as well. They've moved into the play-in spot. The Heat, no buckets, no Oladipo in that team. And then Bulls and Knicks are on 9 and 11 in 11th and 12th spot. And then we have Charlotte, Orlando, and Detroit towards the bottom. And as Matty Tay mentioned before, rumors are Orlando is tanking. Mo Bamba injured. Cole Anthony injured. Banchero is back. If they're gonna tank, this has to be the last year for Orlando. They're gonna have to try and get VW, and if they don't get him, you just got to actually come out and play, because they've got enough talent on their roster with young kids to become a force to be reckoned with in a few seasons' time. Like getting more time into them, maybe getting rid of a few of those pieces that you don't think are going to be a part of that championship window, and getting rid of them to get a couple vets, to get them in the locker room to help these young kids flourish. That's what they're going to be looking at. But let's be honest, it does not bother me in the slightest if they give it up this year. They can't win it regardless. They're not beating Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, or Philly, even Brooklyn in the playoffs. So they've got no chance. So good luck to them on that front. The other interesting one, Source, a lot of Knicks fans are frustrated. I was speaking with someone yesterday about this, and I said, I don't understand why people are surprised that you're struggling. Like Jalen Brunson wasn't the guy that is going to win you a title. Like these guys that in the Knicks history, Source, guys like, outside of Patrick Ewing, yeah, but guys like Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, who else did they have there? Stephon Marbury, Latrell Sprewell, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Jeremy Lin. These guys are never going to win you a title. They're just names. They're like regular season champions. That's all these guys are. Regular season players. They will never bring you to the promised land. Jalen Brunson is a great guard, shooting, scoring guard. But that's what they've always had, like in Marbury. You know what I mean? And Starks was a scoring guard as well. But these guys don't win you titles.
Melo.
Yeah, they don't win you titles, Source. These guys don't win you titles.
Look, I don't know what they're expecting. I could have told you from the beginning of the season you didn't have a team that's going to win you a title.
They needed to get Donovan Mitchell.
Maybe your team's going to get you to, the playoffs. I can see you getting to the playoffs this season, but I can't see you doing much else. I mean, not with the other teams in the East like Boston.
I can't see them making the playoffs.
Even the Nets are starting to, put things together with their full roster back. So
I can't see them making the playoffs, Source.
They
This
could
team
potentially make the
stinks.
plane. They could make the plane. But I think the issue is you need to go have a
Oh,
look at. You need to go have. Well, that means you can. You've made the playoffs. You made the plane. You made the
yeah, it's
playoffs
a fair
because
point.
even though I don't agree with it, and we spoke about this at the beginning of the season, but yeah, I think they should scrap
Their
the
last
plane. But it looks like it's here to stay. So
their last 4 losses, Source. So they've lost 4 of their last 5. Yeah, they lost to now. If you're a Knicks fan, you're listening to this, you can't say, "Oh, we've had a bad run. That's why we've lost the games." You need to beat these teams if you think you've got any chance of winning a title. So keep that in mind. You lost to Golden State, Phoenix, Portland, and Memphis, and your win was against Oklahoma. You played Detroit tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow they played Detroit. So I just don't know what the expectation is. Well, I do. Every season is a chip in New York City. That's the expectation. Whether it's football, hockey, basketball, it doesn't matter. Like baseball, the expectation is the chip. But in basketball, unfortunately for Knicks fans, the guys that you're going out and getting are not good enough. And the superstars don't want to play at your ball club because they don't like your owner. Let's not beat around the bush. They don't like your owner, so they're not going to come and play for your ball club. Donovan Mitchell said no. LeBron said no in free agency. Freaking Kevin Durant said no. Like, even Russell Westbrook didn't want to go there. And he was linked. So, what hope do you have at the moment? Poor Knicks fans, the mecca of basketball, just struggling Source. That's just the way it is. Over to the league leaders. Luka the Don, 33.1 points per game, followed by Curry and SGA on 31.1. Giannis and Tatum both averaging 30.8. Davis has the most boards, averaging 12.8, followed by Gobert and Capella, also 12. Zubac, 11.6. Vucevic, 11. And in the assists, Tyrese Halliburton, who's been balling out Source at Indiana, is averaging 11.3 assists per game, which is pretty damn good, if you ask me. Easy. Any last comments?
no, it's firming up to be a good season. I don't think there's one true title favorite. If you ask me, I think there's a handful of teams that are really playing well. I feel we spoke about the depth with Philadelphia. I mean, you need to have a look at some of the games that they've won. I mean, no Embiid, no Maxey for a period of time, and they're still winning games. You got Tobias Harris stepping up, Shake Milton stepping up, D'Anthony Melton stepping up. So that depth for that 76ers team is actually pretty scary. And then they do get their big guns back. So look, it's looking to firming up to be an absolutely great season, and can't wait for it to go in after All-Star break, and that's when it really starts ramping up after All-Star break. So that's the next look ahead for NBA is after that All-Star break, because that's when teams really start gelling, getting that chemistry together, and having a good run in the second half of the season, lead into playoffs. That's where you want to be as a ball club to give yourself the best opportunity to win the championship.
Definitely. All right, so let's move on. Let's quickly just get the draft out of the way. I'm just going
AFL
to
draft, that
run
is.
through AFL draft, that is. I'm just going to go through this very quickly. I'll go through the first 20 picks. They're still picking right now as we speak. It runs over a couple days. So pick 1, Aaron Cadman from Greater Western Victoria Rebels, went to GWS. North Melbourne gave up the pick 2 for the father-son. They matched it, Brisbane. So they get Will Ashcroft from Sandy Dragons, who's probably the number 1 pick. That's how good he is. Harry Sheasel went to North Melbourne. He's also from Sandy. George Wardlow from Oakley Chargers to North Melbourne. Good pickup for the Bombers Source in pick 5. Elijah Tsatas from Oakley Chargers. Pretty good player. Bailey Humphrey, Gippsland Power in pick 6. Pick 7 was Cameron McKenzie from Sandy Dragons. Jai Clark, pick 8, went to Geelong. He played for Geelong Falcons, so there's a no-brainer there. in their recruiting. Ruben Ginby plays in East Perth in the Waffle. He went to West Coast. Matthias Philippou, the Eagles in the Samful, over to the Saints. Pick 11 to the Blues was Oliver Hollins from the Murray Bushrangers. I'm pretty sure that's Elijah Holland's brother from Gold Coast, Saucy. Pick 12 was Jasper Fletcher to the Lions. Jed Buslinger to the Bulldogs in pick 13 from East Perth. Elijah Hewitt to the Eagles from Swan Districts in the Waffle to West Coast. The D's picked up Matthew Jefferson from Oakley Chargers. In pick 15. 16 was Harry Ralston over to GWF from Griffith Swans. Seniors, 17, the Crows had Max Michelini from Norwood in the Samful. So nice South Australian pickup there for them. Josh Weddle from Oakley Chargers went to the Hawks in pick 18. Pick 19 was the Pies, Edward Allen from Claremont in Western Australia. And pick 20 to the Swans was Jacob Constanti from Gippsland Power in the NAB League. So that's the top 20 source that have been picked so far. Well done to all those kids that have been drafted. They're, as I said, they're still drafting the next bunch of kids as we speak. But yeah, wish them all the best and look forward to seeing them in 2023. So we'll see what they can bring to the footy club. So obviously they're going to be raw and very young and need to build size and take time, except for Ashcroft, who's going to dominate. So
yeah, Ashcroft's going to dominate. I can't really comment on the rest. I followed a bit of Ashcroft because he was all over baseline footy on Instagram. So we're seeing a little bit of him. Obviously, seeing a little bit of the Davey brothers that have gone to Essendon. So I'm happy with that. That's all played out. Hopefully we can find a couple of gems, the Dons in there, and help us next season. But good luck to all those young talent, and I'm sure they'll do well should they apply themselves to their best of their ability.
Very well said, Saucy. Very well said. All right, let's move on to the big news. This is the big topic. World Cup is on. Football was taken over at the moment. Football world game, that is. It's taken over. This is the main focus on this channel at this current point in time for the next 2.5 weeks until we get to the final. But Saucy had it shaped up after the first 2 rounds to be absolutely fantastic. We've had upsets, just great football being played, some stalemates. We've seen a few teams that have definitely underachieved massively in the first 2 rounds. And I've actually noticed something that I do want to speak about a bit later on, Sauce. And it's looking pretty good heading into the next World Cup for some of these teams when I do bring it up. I think you may have noticed the same trend. So we'll see when we discuss it. But let's get to today's games. We do a World Cup wrap-up. The video gets put onto, it's on our IG, but you can also find it on our YouTube as well as our podcasting, all podcasting platforms under Double Coverage. So we wrap up games from every single day. Today's games are included in this podcast. So if you're looking for it, you will find it here right now. And we're going to start with those games, Saucy. And they were the games from Group G and Group H. And the Group G games were Brazil versus Switzerland and Cameroon versus Serbia. Brazil get the job done against Switzerland 1-0. They were too good, Sauce. They should have had probably a few more goals. They just squandered a few opportunities. I'm not sure if you caught Casemiro's goal, but it was fantastic. It was a tiki-taka, and literally when the ball dropped to Casemiro, he didn't touch it. He just volleyed it straight away. He creamed it into the side net on the right-hand side of the goals. It was a mint goal. Absolutely Mickey. He is the leader of that club while that team alongside Thiago Silva, and he stepped up massively once again. But the other one in this group was Cameroon versus Serbia. Source. So feel free to give your thoughts on this one, and feel free right now to also give something else to someone else involved in this football game.
Yeah, look, Doma, Cameroon versus Serbia. Cameroon took the lead in this one. They went up a goal, 1-0. Serbia fought back and was able to get 2 goals in stoppage time in the first half and go into the halftime break up 2-1. They came out in the second half and 53rd minute, they banged in a third one, went up 3-1. Mitrovic gets a goal. It's party time for Serbia. And you would have thought that Dragan Stojkovic, the coach, would have gone, all right, fellas, make sure let's stay solid. Don't commit too many men forward. We're 3-1 up. Let's just milk out the clock. Let's, defend solid, not concede. But no, 3-1 up. They're still committing 5, 6 players forward. They get caught on the break. The Cameroonian coach Song brings on Vincent Akoba Abakar, and he goes through on goal. Absolutely cracking finish with his little dink over the top. Brings it back to 3-2. And now at that point, 3-2, you would think, you know what? It's 3-2. All right, they got one back. Let's actually lock it down here. Let's defend. Let's park the bus. Let's put 10 guys behind the ball, and let's try run out the clock. Let's run the game, slow the game down. Roll around on the floor a little bit, maybe here and there. Be slow to walking over to get the ball at the side of the pitch when it goes out for a throw in. Just slow it down a bit. Slow it down. But no, they try push on and try get another goal to go extended, and they actually get caught trying to play the offside trap. And Doma, this is not, a bit of time went on. This is 3 minutes after they've just conceded the goal to go up to bring it back to 3-2. 3 minutes later, just like the first goal that they just conceded, the second goal that they just conceded to Abukar. The same thing, they've tried to play the offside trap, and they've been caught by Abukar again himself, and he plays it across to Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting taps it in, finishes it, or it was pretty much a tap in, and 3-3. I couldn't believe what I was watching, Doma. I couldn't believe what I was watching. This is World Cup football. You go up 3-1, you need to lock it down, you need to park the bus. I have no idea where the directive was for the coach. The fact that they were still throwing 5, 6 numbers forward at that point. The Serbian national team and coach Dragan Stojkovic, what were you thinking? You need to lock it down. The fact that you went on to draw this game and not win after going up 3-1 in the second half, early on in the second half, is a joke. There is no chance that Cameroon should have came back and drew that game. Coaching was terrible. Your on-field leaders were poor. And for that, Serbia and Dragan Stojkovic, you are lemons. And Doma, they'll only have themselves to blame if they do not qualify from this group, because they are now sitting on 1 point instead of being what could have been 3 points, right? And they would have been equal with Switzerland and only needing at least a draw with Switzerland. Should they have won 3-1, right? They would have just needed a draw with Switzerland and they could have potentially got through. Now they're going to have to make sure that they beat Switzerland to go up to 4 points and hope that Brazil does, get a draw or win against Cameroon, which I think they should comfortably. But now they've put themselves in a position where they have to win. A draw will not cut it. So, they want to make things hard on themselves. And not even that. I will say the fact that Dusan Vlahovic sat on the bench the whole damn game is a joke.
Apparently,
In fact,
he's still not fit, but he did play against Brazil. But he played limited minutes against Brazil. Why are you not playing him limited minutes when the game's on the line? What's the difference? Did he all of a sudden become more unfit?
well, when it went 3-3,
He
it was
didn't pick
still
up an injury.
it was the 66th minute, Doma. Why didn't he come
They
on at
should
the
have put him
70th
on.
minute?
Should have
Why
put
didn't
him
they bring
on.
him on for 20 minutes? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, they're lemons, and rightly so. They've pretty much cocked up an opportunity to potentially make it into the last 16. Let's get to those Group H games, though, Source. These were interesting. Ghana defeated South Korea 3-2. I'm not sure if you watched the mini match on this, Source, but this was absolute pandemonium, this game. If I wanted to be at a game so far at the World Cup, it would have been this one. The fans were going off their head every time a goal was being scored. It was just, I'm not joking, absolute pandemonium. When the header went in for, I'm going to get his name here, for,
South Korean guy?
yeah, for Gusong Cho to make a 2-2 Source. I'm not sure if you've seen the header. The cross comes in and he literally sprinted. It's like he didn't even stop. He just ran straight through the ball like a steam train and headed it. The keeper had no chance of saving it. No chance. The crowd, it sounded like I had my TV on low, mate, and it sounded like the stadium was going to come down and collapse. That's how loud it was in there. The Koreans were going off their head. And then unfortunately, 7 minutes later, for the Koreans, Mohamed Kudus put one in the back of the net and pretty much iced the game there for Ghana. To be honest, both teams had opportunities at the end of the game to score extra goals. There was 10 extra minutes added onto this game, Source. There was 100 minutes of football played in this.
Had 22 shots, did South Korea.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Son has struggled in this tournament so far a fair bit, so it hasn't been great. So yeah, that was that one. Ghana get the job done there. That puts them in second position in Group H on 3 points. And then the other one was Portugal versus Uruguay. They get the win. Fernandez kicks 2 in this.
Could have had a hat trick nearly.
Could have had a hat trick. They get 2 wins.
One of
in
his
that
goals
group.
was actually should have been credited to Ronaldo. He did touch his head, even though they've given it to him the first goal.
Even that, you know, the whole entire internet has broken down saying that Ronaldo tried to take credit for someone else's goal. He actually headed it. Like the footage has come out. So he actually got his hair to it. If it touches your head or your hair, it's a goal. That's the way it works. But in saying that, it really was Fernandez's goal because Ronaldo didn't have to do much except decoy the keeper. So good win there. They go to 6 points. They're one of 3 teams that have officially qualified for the round of 16. It's them, Brazil, and France. They're the 3
Uruguay
teams.
looked
and the
absolutely
only 3
shocking.
Teams.
Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, but they're another one, Source. You could have grouped them in the Lemon category. It was 1-0. Game was on the line. They took Cavani off. They took Nunez off. They put Suarez on, who's slow and aging.
I know. I don't know what the coach is doing. The game's on the line. You're a goal down and you're taking Cavani off and Nunez off. What are you doing?
And Pellistri came off the bench along with Bentancur and
Bentancur, he was still on. What did he
No, that's what I'm saying. Pellistri and Bentancur and Valverde were creating so many opportunities after those guys went off with the crossing that you and I were saying the way to beat Portugal is putting the ball in the air, and they got 2 big strikers in Cavani and Nunez. The fact that they didn't actually put the ball on their head earlier is probably the reason why they lost this one. They should have been just trying to put it on top of their head. Bentancur had the best opportunity of the game to score a goal.
Yeah,
in the
dribbled
first
through
half.
3 players. He should have scored.
1-on-1 with the keeper, and it was saved. And then they were very unlucky on the penalty. VAR.
Yeah.
So just unlucky for Uruguay. They now have to play against Ghana. in the next game, and they have to win that and hope that Portugal beats South Korea if they have any chance of advancing. So those are the matchups there, Source. I'll quickly just bring up the groups just to show everyone what they look like at the moment. I'll quickly breeze through this because we'll talk about the games in just a second. So Netherlands and Ecuador on top. Let me zoom in here. There you go. Netherlands and Ecuador on top. Senegal in third. Qatar is out. That is Group A. Group B, England, Iran are the top two. USA and Wales, bottom two. USA play Iran to qualify tomorrow. Winner of that goes through. Wales play against England. Going down, Group C, Poland play Argentina in the next round to determine, well, pretty much who qualifies and if Argentina gets on top, and half the sources multis are winners. Saudi Arabia play Mexico.
Come on, Argentina.
In that clash.
If there's one time I need the Messiah to step up massively, it's in this next game against Poland. I need him to pummel them. Hey, they got to win. They got to win Argentina, because if they potentially draw and Saudi Arabia get a result over Mexico, they beat Mexico, they'll be out. So they got to win to make sure that they secure their spot.
They have no choice but to win.
Yes,
they can't draw or lose the game.
They
have to win. There's only one. They have a 33% chance, technically, out of a win-loss-draw scenario to win this game. They got a 2 in 3 chance of losing it. Because who knows what Poland turns up, and if Lewandowski turns up, and now that he's broken the hoodoo of not scoring in a World Cup, you never know. It could get firing now. And Poland's played pretty well up until this point. So we'll see how they go. Group D, which is, of course, our group. France straight through to the last 16. They don't need to worry. Australia played Denmark. They just need to draw this or win this game to go through, on the proviso that, well, they can draw this on the proviso that Tunisia do not beat France. If Tunisia loses or draws to France, then Australia, if they win or draw, will progress and advance to the last 16, which will be fantastic for the nation, fantastic for the Socceroos. Group E, Spain and Japan, 1 and 2. Costa Rica with their win over Japan in third, equal points with them. Germany play Costa Rica next to work out what happens in that one, and Spain play Japan. Spain need to win the game, so they can't afford to. Well, they can't afford to draw, but
I think if they draw, they're still going to at least qualify. But then whether that means they qualify top,
on top, you want to play probably second in a group.
You want to secure it and win it. But yeah, it opens it up there. I mean, Germany, if they win, they could still qualify technically, and Japan can still qualify. So there's a lot of different results in that group.
I've missed a few people here, by the way. Global, what's happening? Matty Cams, what's happening? Stephen, what's happening as well, man? Group F, Croatia on top with Morocco, both on 4 points. Belgium in third. Canada is out of the World Cup. Belgium play Croatia in their decider if they're going to advance, because Morocco play Canada. Morocco is going to be coming out guns blazing to try and win this to secure their spot in the next round. Yep. So they don't want any ifs, ands, or buts about what is going to happen. Group G, Brazil has qualified. They're in. That is still open.
In that one, Belgium has to get the win to secure the qualification, no?
Yeah, they have to win.
They have to win because they've got a better goal difference, does Croatia. Whereas Croatia can just go for a draw or a win, and they will qualify. So come on, Croatia, because I picked them to qualify.
So Belgium's in the same boat as Argentina. They've got no choice but to win the game. Hi, Kat. Hope she's going well. I think it was her birthday the other day, wasn't it, Maddie? So wish her a happy birthday from the Double Coverage boys. Don't worry, we'll give Roll Clean a plug in about 10 minutes' time. Group G, Brazil, Switzerland, Cameroon, and Serbia. As we said, Brazil's through. It's still open with these three. And then Group H has Portugal, Ghana, South Korea, and Uruguay. Portugal is through. I want to get some of your predictions. I'm going to read. I just want to score from your source. That's it. We don't need to Deep dive into it.
Yep.
Ecuador, Senegal.
I'm going to go Ecuador 2-1.
I'm going Senegal 2-1. Netherlands, Qatar.
Netherlands 3-0.
I'm going Netherlands 2-0. Wales versus England.
England 2-0.
Iran, USA.
I'm going to go the US. US has to win to qualify, I think.
Yep.
They've got to win. So I'm going to go the US. Iran is good enough to maybe get a goal, but I'm going to go the US 2-1. I want the US to win because I want Iran to not qualify, which helps my multi. I'm not going to lie. So US.
Poland, Argentina. We're just going to give tips to everyone here. So
Argentina win. Argentina win 2-0.
I've gone Argentina 3-1. Saudi Arabia, Mexico.
Mexico calls an upset. They get their first win of the tournament. They beat Saudi Arabia and they beat them 2-1.
Very nice. Australia, Denmark.
I'm gonna go the Aussies. We're gonna get the result. We're gonna draw 1-1 with Denmark. We're gonna qualify. I think we're good enough to get a draw. I mean, what I've seen from Denmark, I'm not super impressed.
No, they've struggled.
I think they've struggled to create. So I think we can do enough and stifle them in defense. And on the other side, flip of the coin, I think we might be able to catch them on the counter attack. Craig Goodwin has been playing amazing on that left hand side. Lecky's got the pace. We've got some pace down the wing. So I think we could get a result here and qualify.
Yep, I'm going the same as you. 1-1. Tunisia, France.
France 4-0.
I'm going 3-1. I reckon they'll get a goal in. Group E, Spain, Japan.
I think Spain's going to be too much quality for Japan. I'm going to go 3-1 Spain.
I'm going 3-0. Costa Rica, Germany.
Yeah, look, I expect the Germans to get their first win of the tournament against Costa Rica. 3-1. They should have too much quality.
This is pure, utter German powerhouse football coming, I reckon. 5-0 in this one. It's just going to be an absolute demolition
Surely
job.
Sane has to start if he's fit.
Sane could kick a hat-trick against this team and set up 3 the way he played against Spain. If he played the whole game, they would have won. Next up, Croatia versus Belgium. Group F, the big one.
I'm going with Croatia. I'm going to go with Croatia. I think they're good enough to win. Belgium maybe can get a goal. Croatia are pretty prone to conceding, but I'm going to go Croatia. I'm going to go a draw here. I reckon Croatia hold on for a draw. 2-2 draw.
I'm going a 1-0 win for Croatia on the proviso that Belgium starts Lukaku, who's super underdone, as a desperation attempt to win this game, and it actually hurts them more than helps them. Because he looked non-existent coming on the other night. I know he played literally 10 minutes, but that was the hardest 10 minutes I've ever watched Romelu Lukaku work in the last 10 years. It was hard work. He's got no fitness whatsoever. So he's in a bit of strife. Canada, Morocco.
Morocco should win and qualify. But at the same time, you never know. Canada maybe come out and for pride and they want to, get a result. Morocco going to need to be careful. I think they're still going to give it their all and try to go home with some points. But I think Morocco should win 2-1.
Yep. I've got the same scoreline. Serbia, Switzerland.
Yeah, well, Serbia's got to come out to win, but I think Switzerland's good enough to hold them to a result. If they don't want to play, Mitrovic and Dusan up top together, I don't know if they're going to get it done the way that they're currently formatted. They're struggling in midfield. I mean, we've seen they just got carved open against Cameroon. So I'm going to go Switzerland win Switzerland get a result. They get a 1-1 draw. That's good enough for them to qualify. That's all they need to do.
I've got a draw in that game as well. Next one is I lost it. Where'd it go? Cameroon, Brazil.
Brazil win 2-0.
I'm going Brazil 3-1. Ghana, Uruguay.
Ghana are good enough to win this game and qualify from the group.
I know they are. Yeah, they are.
I don't like what I've seen from Uruguay, and I mean a lot of it comes down to the coaching. I just don't understand what he's trying to achieve. The coach at certain aspects of the game, when you why you're making those sort of substitutions. I just don't see it. And I think the coach is going to hurt them in the end in the way he's setting up the team. And Ghana are going to win and win 2-1. I think Uruguay have Uruguay have only kicked 1 goal. They didn't create too much against Portugal. So yeah, I think Ghana win 2-1.
And the last one is Korea versus Portugal.
Portugal 2-0.
I'm going South Korea to win this one 2-1.
Oh,
yeah,
throw up a big result.
Yeah.
Right.
The last thing I just wanted to bring up, Source, and we don't need to chat about this. It's just an observation from the start of this World Cup to this point in time after 2 rounds. I mentioned at the start of the segment, in 4 years' time, the positive for African nations, Source, in 4 years' time, with the amount of quality and talent that we see within their football sides, is holding them in great stead going forward. In all honesty, I look at some of these as an example. I'll quickly bring this up again. You got Senegal in third in this one. They're a game off winning this draw. That is without their best player in Sadio Mane. Iran there isn't one. Saudi Arabia isn't one. Tunisia is no good. And haven't got one there. You got Morocco, who's second in Group F. You've got Cameroon, who are still able to make it. They're struggling, but they've looked okay. They've played good football. And then you've got Ghana, Source, as well, who are second in their group. So you've got one team that's 1 point out of second spot, 2 African nations in actual second spot, and then one African nation that is in third, or 2 in third, 2 in second, and 1 in fourth, I think. So that's just an observation that I've seen so far. They play a great brand of football, very attacking. They take it on. They can also defend. And, they're not afraid, Source. And it's fantastic to see that the progression of African football and how far it has come in the last 20 years since I've been watching football, since 2002 World Cup. So it's come a long, long way. So good on them. And I wish them all the best going forward in this tournament and for the next 4 years. All right, Source, over to the NFL. Let's run through some of these results. Bills beat Lions 28-25. Cowboys beat Giants 28-20. Your boy, it's time. It's time. We got to G up. We always G up at this point.
Oh my God! Hurt y'all. Put that on. Hey! Put that on. Hey! Put that on.
There he goes again. Wins against the New England Patriots 33-26. Washington Commanders defeat the Falcons 19-13. Bengals defeat Titans 20-16. Jets over Bears 31-10. That was without Zach Wilson. I'm pretty sure he got benched in that game. Dolphins still rolling 30-15 against the Texans. Jags beat the Ravens 28-27 in the upset. The Browns get the dub over the Buccaneers in overtime. Panthers defeat Broncos 23-10. Raiders defeat Seahawks 40-34. Chargers over Cardinals 25-24. 49ers defeat the Saints 13-zip. Kansas City defeat the Rams 26-10. Eagles defeat the Packers 40-33. Aaron Rodgers injured in this one as well, Saucy. So in a bit of strife, the Packers. And then the last game was Indy versus Pittsburgh, and the Colts get done 24-17, and it just goes from bad to worse for the Colts. Upcoming games, Source, Patriots, Bills, Falcons, Steelers, Ravens, Broncos, Bears, Packers, Lions, Jags, Texans, Browns, Vikings, Jets, Giants, Commanders, Eagles, Titans, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers versus the Dolphins, which will be a cracker. Bengals, Chiefs is a cracker. Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Colts, and the Bucks versus the Saints. Anything stuck out to you this week besides the fact that Mahomes is just the best quarterback by a mile?
No, not really. Teams. I mean, there's a bit of a surprising result with Cleveland getting over Tampa Bay, but I don't think Tampa Bay are the team that they were when they won the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win it this season. Chiefs are just chugging along nicely, aren't they?
Yeah, they just do what they have to do. Play the percentages, get the job done, roll into playoffs. Thanks for coming. Maddie says, Jets backup QB through 3 TDs. Zach has never done that.
Mate, wouldn't all the Zach investors be like shitting bricks right now? You know, gets benched. The other guy comes on, plays so well.
Yeah, Zach and Mac investors.
Oh man, they're stressing, aren't they? They're stressing. Hey, Doma, let's just not forget who our where is he? He's here somewhere. Let's not forget about this man, our hero of the year. There he is. Mr. Stones. Johnny Stones.
Johnny Sins.
Yeah, Google that name, ladies and gentlemen.
Get him up.
There he is.
Where is he? Bring him up.
He's our hero. There's our hero.
Does it come up?
What is it? What are you trying to bring up?
Did you bring it up?
I brought up Johnny.
Oh, it didn't come up on my end.
There we go. Yeah, that's who I brought up, mate. I think your computer's lagging, mate.
Yeah, I'm probably lagging. I got like that many tabs open. He's the greatest. He should win the Nobel Peace Prize. He's brought peace among people in the hobby. Well, not really. He's caused chaos. Is there an opposite of Peace Prize? Literally caused chaos, mate. Smart kid. Smart kid. So those are the games coming up. So stay tuned for those. And Matty Cams, if you're in here, yes, we will try and tee up that podcast. I and Source do apologize for that. We're trying to get it all sorted with the soccer at the moment. That is taking up a fair bit of our time. So next up, Source, over to you for some UFC.
All right, Doma, you know what time it is. The UFC segment is sponsored by Roll Clean Soap. Australia's #1 in MMA, BJJ, and martial arts hygiene. Roll Clean Soap is a proudly family-run Australian business. Roll Clean Soap is made with 100% natural ingredients and keeps you clean on and off the mats. Don't be the smelly guy at the gym. Walk in with confidence with Roll Clean Soap and destroy the competition. Roll Clean offers a wide range of products targeted in assisting post-training recovery. Our magnesium bath salts, bath bombs, and boost balms can help ease those aches and pains after a hard training session. Roll Clean offers many soap varieties to choose from. Just visit www.rollclean.com.au or hit them up on social media, Instagram at Roll Clean Soap. Roll Clean, we've got your back. And there we go. There it is, Doma. The Roll Clean. There it is. It's some of the best soap you'll try, ladies and gentlemen.
It's actually amazing.
Natural.
It's
smells beautiful and definitely something you should get onto. It's not just for people who do BJJ or MMA or the like. It can be for anyone and in any use. It's not just those. So definitely check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And make sure you roll clean.
Very right. Saucy. What have you got for us, mate?
UFC let me bring it up, get the card up that transpired over the weekend. It was UFC fight, and it was meant to be Derek Lewis, but the Derek Lewis fell ill, so he had to pull out of the event. Well, that was the previous week. Oh no, there was no. That was the previous week. All right, so
There was no card.
There was no card. There was no card. Sorry, my bad. But there is a card this weekend, Doma. Right,
Here we
and
go.
I tell you what. Right, get excited, ladies and gentlemen, because for a fight night, this has to be one of the most stacked damn cards that I have seen for a fight night.
For a fight night.
Right?
Oh, here we go.
So it's main event by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Kevin Holland.
Ooh,
right?
very
in the
nice.
welterweight. Then you've got another welterweight bout, co-main event, Brian Barberina versus Rafael Dos Anjos. And then the flyweight, Matthias Nicolou against Matthew Christopher Schnell. And the heavyweight, you got Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa against Sergey Pavlovich. Middleweight, you got Jack Hermanson against Roman Dolidze. And middleweight, you got Eric Anders against Kyle Dalkas. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely stacked. For a fight night, non-main event, that has some big names on there. The Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Kevin Holland is going to be a great fight. I think that's a really, really good matchup. The Barbie Marina versus Dos Anjos will be good. Then you got Bam Bam Tuivasa against Pavlovich. Someone's getting knocked out there for sure. That ain't going the distance. And Matthias Nicolou, I think he's on a 3-fight win streak. And Schnell, Matthew Christopher Schnell is on a 2-fight win streak, I believe. So them fighting up against each other will be a cracker. Just absolutely stacked all around. So make sure you tune in from this weekend, Sunday, 2 p.m. The main card kicks off. Will be on ESPN free to air. So make sure you check it out there. Yeah, if you don't have any subscription, I'm sure you can find it on the realms of the internet. And tune in this weekend, UFC.
Very nice, Sauce. That is a big card for a fight night.
That is cracking card.
And free. How good's that?
Free.
Elite. All right, Sauce, let's get to Hobby Talk, brought to you by Platinum Standing Grading. Thank you to the crew at Platinum Standard Grading, the best grading company in Australia. So feel free, if you've got some cards, hit us up, send them straight through to us, and we'll get them slabbed up for you with the PSG. Boys, all right, Saucy. It's back this week. We didn't have it last week because it was the first time we put the show on the Tuesday, which officially the show has moved to a Tuesday. Here we go. We're going to be able to show you these 7 hours before they end. So that means when you watch it live or you listen live, you get in and you buy them straight away. So we've got Alejandro Garnacho by Stanley Chow, Florian Wirtz by Whip, Pedri by Vincent Aseo, Gianluigi Donnarumma by Matt Taylor, and Juan Cuadrado by John Guido. So there you go, Sauce. They're the 5 new ones. Any jump out to you? I know I'm a Man United supporter, but I'm just not a fan of the design. I like Garnacho, but
yeah, I like the Pedri. So
Pedri's nice.
It looks really nice. I like the design of the Donnarumma, but I'm just I'm not really a Donnarumma fan, so probably won't.
This Pedri, very nice looking card. So hopefully in 7 hours time, Sauce. So when we wake up tomorrow morning, hopefully there's another Tyson Beck card there that we can purchase, which would be very nice. All right, let's get this off the screen. Next one up. There hasn't been a lot of stuff happening in the hobby, as we know. But, Sauce and I are always looking to find some pretty cool things to bring to you. Here is the Panini Instant for the World Cup, Sauce. So if it wants to zoom in, this is what they've released so far. So it's an ongoing set, parallels the Versacolor to 5 and the Black 101. Here's some of the cards. That's the design. Print runs on the back. So here's some of the ones. Class of the Cup that they've released. And then based off of the dates. So you can get Enna Valencia. That would have been his goal that he scored. Same with Gapco. Bellingham, Saka, Weah scored. Bale scored. So probably a card there. Messi scored. Mbappe, Giroud, Musiala, Doan, Asano, Torres, and Gavi. An interesting one that would be pretty sick to do is Richarlison with that scissor kick that he scored. So it's the bicycle kick. That'd be a nice one to have. I'll just show you this. This was actually commented on. I'm going to get the person's name right. I don't want to stuff it up. Commented on our post asking if we could shout out this card in the soccer segment or in the hobby talk segment from Vinny Kleeman. And this is a international men of mastery that he wanted to shout out there. Have a look at that bad boy Sauce of Richarlison.
Very nice.
Nice card.
What's that from Mosaic, is it?
Yeah.
Mosaic.
Mosaic. So very nice card. So there's a shout out for you, my good friend, and thanks for supporting the show. The Hobby AU put a Pedri 1 of 1 to auction. PWCC, says Matty Cams. All right, we'll get that up. Panini 1 court appeal about redemptions. Yes, they sure did, Matt. So they avoid the class action. So I think what's happened is they can do whatever they want, pretty much. So take some points, ladies and gents. You should have spoken to Emily before they went to court, because now you get his points.
Mate,
or whatever the hell they want to give you.
That is complete rubbish, mate. Like, the hobby should not accept this bullshit. Enough people get there at the National next year, kick up a fuss. Just don't let Panini live it down. Get in front of their booth, run a muckus. Don't just give them absolute hell. Every Panini employee should get hell. The way that they've treated their customers in this situation is complete bullshit. You spend all this money on these boxes. They don't even fulfill the redemptions in them. It's absolutely crazy. It is so crazy. And the value to some of these cards that are not getting fulfilled is just nuts, man. I feel sorry for the collectors that, are supposed to get these cards. And, this is why I always say, it's why I'm very rarely now rip product, and I just buy the singles, happy with what I get. I'm done, having to deal with this redemption rubbish, even though I've never pulled a redemption. I just don't like the thought of it. The fact that I could potentially pay $1,000 for a box and be left with a card that I may never, ever see. And it's the hit of the box.
It's pretty poor, isn't it? When you think about it that way, like, that's what you're putting your money into in the end of the day. You put your money into the product to hit that card. And then you hit the card, which is so rare to do. And then you don't even end up with the card in the end of the day. Like, it's pretty poor, if you ask me. Fuck PWCC's site is so shit. It's so slow, man. They still haven't fixed this crap. Get on a better server. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's so shit.
Oh.
I can't even scroll, mate. That's how bad it is.
Let's see if it's any.
See if you can find this Pedro. I'm off of it. I'm done with it. PWCC. Freaking more criminals. All right, let's get this one up, which is pretty interesting. The next two, we'll keep that Pedri to the end, Source. We'll just quickly get through these ones. ABD Collectibles. So own part of a skateboarding history through digital and tangible collectibles. They're doing Tony Hawk. I'm not sure if you saw this, Source. So he's actually doing a massive run of cards. So the cards are autographed by Hawk and include pieces of the wood from the ramp of his last 900 trick that he did. So, and it's actually called the Last 900, and that is 900 cards in its entirety, print run source, and they are 900 autos. It's the last 900 autos on a card ever to be created. So as you can see, when we go here, that's a 1/1. You can see on that card to 25 to 75 to 150 to 250 to 400, and all adding up to 900 source. That's how they're doing it.
Okay,
So
interesting.
there you go. Pretty interesting. Something a bit different. And the last one that I wanted to show you was, this is coming out. When's it coming out? Is it already out? I think it might already be out. But this is a Zero Cool Stranger Things Butcher Billy set. So Butcher Billy lends his talents via 14 illustration cards displaying poster artwork in traditional trading card size. In addition to limited foil board parallels, look for preliminary art variants to 86 and auto Butcher Billy Silver Rainbow to 11, number to 11 cards. Obviously, after the character 11 in the show. Covering 9 characters, the Party Lenticular set applies card technology that can be rotated to reveal different images from Season 4, which is pretty cool. If you watch the show, if you rotate something upside down, obviously the world that they go to is actually called the Upside Down. So pretty well thought out product. Also 18 standard character cards to collect with 6 full board parallels. This appears to be the same base lineup as the NSCC promo. So pretty cool looking cards. If you look here, source, there's Vecna. He's the villain of the show up here. The Bald Eagle, which is, of course, the great man that just beats up on the Russians in the show. There's 11. This is what the box looks like, which is also sick. There's Hopper on the front. So 8 cards per pack, 4 packs per box. So a total 32 cards. These are some of the guys, some of the cards you can get. Hellfire Club, Vecna's Curse, which was at the top. Excuse me. Character cards: Will, Eddie, Joyce, Steve, Nancy, Murray, Max, Lucas, Vecna, Erica, 11, Dustin, Jonathan, Robin, Hopper, Argyle, Mike, and Mrs. Wheeler. And the Party Lenticular set has Lucas, Robin, Erica, Dustin, Max, 11, Steve, Nancy, and 11 again. So pretty cool. You can buy this for $100 on eBay if it's something that you're interested in this blaster box. The box looks really, really cool as well. So awesome artwork on that. Last one before we have a look at this Pedri source is news has come out. Well, the rumor on the street is that Panini and Fanatics deal that is pretty much all but confirmed that it was going ahead has now been confirmed that they've come to a stalemate in discussion for the buy of the takeover. There's still plenty of time before licenses do run out, but the negotiation is broken down at some point. I don't know where it broke down, source, but if we had to guess and make jokes about it, we could pick about 40 different things where Fanatics probably wanted an expectation from Panini that they couldn't fulfill. So, not surprised. Due to that being a big company, the acquisition obviously has to have a fair bit of thought going into it. So
yeah,
I
just feel, yeah. I reckon in that situation, you're not wrong. I reckon, Fanatics probably wants to make some big changes going forward. They've made some big promises. You've heard Michael Rubin speak. You've heard Josh Luber speak, and things that they know that people within the hobby dislike about the current format, and they want to rectify those things. So they've probably, said to Panini, well, we buy you out, then, you're going to have to do this, this, and this, and, you're going to have to guarantee this, this, and this. And Panini probably are going, well, we can't guarantee those things. And that's where it's probably come to a stalemate, or, maybe on some figures as well. But I hope it, I hope it does get done because I mean the hobby in its current format, the way that these companies, Panini and the like, are treating their consumers is pretty poor, and I hope that there is improvement when Fanatics takes over the regime. So yeah, like I hope there's improvements in the aspects, especially around the things to do with redemptions and some of the quality control within products as well would be really good to see better quality control, and then hopefully bringing back some of the on card autos in certain products. There are three things that definitely I would like to see when they take over. But look, see how it plays out, Tom. I think it will get over the line at some point. And we'll see Fanatics having the whole pie pretty much.
Very nice. I'm trying to see if there's any other cards I can show from that Stranger Things. They just got the national ones. Obviously, they gave out a set there. A whole set of those is up raw for $6,000. So whoever wants that is having a fucking laugh. So typical someone wanting overs. Maddie says, just get me the Eddie playing the guitar card. Yeah, that'd be sick. Saucy, did you find that Pedri?
Yeah, I think this is the one.
PWCC?
Is it? I think this is the one because this is the only one of one that I can find on there.
Let's have a look. What do we got here?
It's a Pedri from the Aoki set, 1 of 1, Super Fractor, rookie.
Pretty cool.
Not bad. So we'll see what
Yeah.
what it goes for. Its current bid is $665, and we'll see where that ends up. Good luck to the seller.
Black Disco, Matty Cam said. So that's not
Mate,
the one.
Okay, well, I can't find any other 1 of 1.
Do you reckon it's golden, maybe? Uncle Ken.
Maybe Uncle Ken.
I'll see if Uncle Ken's website works. It wasn't on Shilstein, was it?
No, he doesn't send there.
I know he doesn't send there.
This one? There's another Aoki 1 of 1. How many 1 of 1s in this Aoki set? Pedri.
Black Circles, Pedri 101. Let me know if that's the one when you hear me say it. So yeah, Black Circles.
Black Disco,
Yeah, Black Disco. I'm not sure if it's Black Disco, isn't that? Disco Circles. It's the same thing, isn't it? That disco looking variant. This one. Is it this one here?
Yeah, that's Disco.
That's got to be the one then. Oh, there it is. The Hobby AU. It is there. That is the card.
There we go. It is on golden.
Nice
What's the current bid?
Too. It's 7,500. So $9,000 with the buyer's premium.
How many days left? 4 days.
4 days.
Yep. Good luck. Good luck to the seller.
What else we got in here? We got any Maradona? Game used. Tops. It's a nice card. Nobility source. This one here. Nobility has so many nice cards.
It was a great set.
Look at that. 1 of 1. On card 2, if you don't mind.
It's a beautiful
when the
card.
Company actually cared.
Yeah. When they made the effort to send out representatives to get stuff signed.
Well, which rep didn't want to go get an auto from Maradona? They'll do like 10 lines of coke with him. They're not saying no to him.
Oh, jeez.
Some old school cards here as well, which is pretty cool. It's obviously one of his most famous, the Panini Calciatore. Surely we got some Baggio in this freaking auction, man. Udvin Codino. There is. Oh, what is this? Oh, I don't care that it's stickers. Shevchenko, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Baggio, Rossi, Rummenigge, Van Basten, and Cannavaro.
Is that a leaf? No.
No, it's Eminence.
Eminence. Juice.
The autographs are guaranteed by Panini. Whoa. It's all guaranteed source. Last one. Then we're wrapping up the show for this evening. Rob Sports Card Collector sold a big 101 on gold and 45k Jalen Green Nebula. Good win for the Aussies. Well done. Good on
I've
him.
seen that. There you go. It's pretty crazy if you ask me. Prism Nebula 101 of Jalen Green, 45,000 for an unproven rookie. He's going to be a good player, but geez, 45,000.
Gold Kaboom,
Crazy
12k.
money.
Select Euro. That's a nice card, man. We'll open that one. We'll have a look at that. Oh, he's doing the Sue in this one.
Sweet.
There's a dual order with Pele. Nice Real Madrid patch in this one here. I'm not going to open them. That's the Leaf card with Haaland, Ronaldo, Pele, and Messi. There's that 6 autos, Superfractor. No, Spectra Gold. It is a 101. It looks like a Topps card. Noir, Ronaldo jerseys. Anyway, let's have a look at these, and then we're going to call it a day source. Have a look at this bad boy. What I would do to buy that card.
Beautiful card.
On card to 20. Autos at 10. And then the last one. Doing the Sue sauce to 2.
2 of 2, flawless. Bang, these early day flawless sets when they're doing
When they actually tried.
Yeah, football sets are nice.
6,600 with the buyer's premium. What a card, man. Fuck. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for providing your support. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Keep living, loving, and breathing sports. It's double coverage. Peace.
Peace. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.